What's going on, guys? Joey Franzo here with Flex Training Systems. How are you guys doing? It is July 3rd, 2017, which means tomorrow is July 4th, which means some of you guys might be going out. Some of you guys might be getting into trouble. I'm here to tell you not to get into trouble and to be careful, because if you get blown up trying to shoot off some firecrackers, or you get drunk and you drive a car off a cliff trying to watch firecrackers, then how are you supposed to make gains? You can't, because you'll be fucking dead. Anyway, how's it going? Today we're going to talk about genetics. Now, before we get into this topic, I realize that it could be a pointless topic because there's nothing you can do about it, but perhaps I can help provide some perspective, and just kind of go through some of the things that have been going through my head over the last couple of days. Um, when it comes to genetics, obviously this is traits that you're born with, that they are the way they are, and you can improve upon them, but you cannot really adjust them. Um, and oftentimes people, I mean, I guess this is just a normal human being thing, but we compare ourselves to people who can be vastly more suited to perform a task than we are. For example, some people just have a shit ton of muscle for no reason. Like literally no reason. The other day I was in a grocery store and I was talking to this guy behind the counter. For those of you that don't know, my neighborhood is like, there's a nice part, and then really close by there's like a really fucking shitty part. Um, and I went to this one grocery store that's open super late, but it's like I wouldn't let my girlfriend go there alone. Let's just say that. But it's a good store. I went there, I was checking out, and the guy, I was wearing a shirt that said Bench Boss on it. Super old shirt from when this gym that I train at used to have, they had like a random competition, and I got a shirt. But anyway, the guy's like, "Oh, you work out?" Yeah, like I don't work out, but this and this and that. And I'm looking at the dude, and I'm like, God damn, like this guy doesn't work out. He looks fucking insane. Like he was like 40-ish, and he was working, he was bagging at a grocery store. So maybe maybe he was in jail, or maybe something crazy was going on, or maybe he just likes doing that. But I could tell that the guy, um, he had been through some shit. But to see, like, he said he didn't work out, and he clearly looks like he's got gains. Maybe he's just genetically gifted. He had long arms, short torso. I was like, you know what, this guy would be a good deadlifter. Um, uh, but I was just looking at this random dude at a grocery store, like wow, if I didn't lift, I wouldn't look half as jacked as he does. Um, and there's nothing that like anyone's gonna be able to do to change that. And already I'm comparing myself to him, completely random person. Like already I just used an example where I said I would, he probably looks better than me now, even though I do lift. And then you have, people that are just tall for no reason, and they're going to be better suited for playing basketball, and people that run fast, and people that jump high, and all these different things. So when it comes down to powerlifting, there are a lot of things that go into having good leverage. Some people have shitty leverage, and they're just unbelievably strong. Um, when you look at John Hack, like I remember at Worlds 2016, Matt Gary was telling me, a guy like John shouldn't be able to lift the weight that he does. And I thought to myself, I don't see where the leverage comes from. He's got kind of longish arms, but not too long. His torso's kind of long. His legs are super long. He doesn't have a lot of fat on him, so it didn't really make sense that he was as strong as he is. Um, but I had worked with him for a while, and if you look back, there is like video of him training younger, and he was already pretty strong. So, uh, you know, some people just can give more output, like their muscle can give more output given a smaller space than others. Not to say he's not jacked; he's pretty damn jacked too. But which is going to help overcome that leverage, which is why. Maybe you're born with shitty leverage for powerlifting, but you could put on a ton of muscle, like you just respond to training. You're going to improve that leverage really quickly. And then there's going to be people that have decent leverage. They respond to training and put on muscle, but they don't get as strong as somebody else who has less muscle just because of, unseen factors that we don't even fully understand yet. Um, what people like to say right off the bat is like drugs. Oh, drugs, 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 drugs. And drugs can play a role in like a lot of these things, but the same thing goes for even drug users. Some guys are gonna take 500 milligrams of testosterone and fucking blow up and look like a monster. And some guys are gonna take it and they're not gonna get a good response. And those guys are gonna think that the guys that are taking 500 are taking more than that. They just don't know that they're not a good responder, and there's nothing they can do. There's like nothing you can do to change that. Um, so a lot of times, it's just a bad habit of comparing to people, and you have to understand. Like, if everybody could just understand that genetics are like a set thing, and you can improve yourself, and you're never really gonna know how good you can get unless you try. You have to give all of your effort to this one thing to see how good you can be. Who knows where you're gonna end up? Um, you know, Out of like all the people dude, when I first started working with my girlfriend Tina, I did not expect her to get where she is now as far as the gains that she's made. Her squat was like, almost 100 pounds weaker, and her bench, same thing. Her deadlift, like half of that, let's say like 50 pounds, but um, you know, it it's something that definitely we wouldn't have known she would have gotten as strong as she got if we didn't train. And she hasn't been training that long compared to, other people in her weight class and the way females mature and all these things. And I think she has a lot of potential still, but it takes years and years and years of working hard at something and inching forward to reach a special place. Um, we just had the World Championships pass, and I mean, I haven't been following Screamer and Kristoff very well, like not too long. But I've known of Garrett Blevins from when he had a 1,500 total, and I've known of Bryce from when he was a freaking 181 pulling 700 pounds. So like years ago. So it's been genetic predisposition to being shorter and being able to pull very good, plus years of hard work, plus I'm talking about Bryce here, plus having a coach who knows what he's talking about. Eric Helms from 3DMJ is literally helping shape the scientific fitness community the way that we see it today, along with the help of a bunch of other smart guys. But he all those factors together and working for a really long time, and then you get he got second. And really quick to talk about that meet, I think if Christoph would have missed any squat, like if he would have missed any squat, he would have been done. But he didn't, and I knew after a squat, I was like, the meet has been decided on that. Like the squats have determined what's going to happen. Literally, best case scenario for him. Everybody else missed, but Bryce didn't, so it gave him a shot at second. So just some things to understand. Speaking of those 105s, if you look at them all, they're all kind of built different. Christoph is like shredded, 220 pounds, and he pulls 1,000,000 pounds. And then you have Garrett, who's kind of like, he's tall, almost like 6 feet, kind of meaty, hovering around that 20 to 18% body fat. And then you have Bryce, who's much shorter, like a little bit more body fat on him, but also a good amount of muscle for his stature. And then Screamer, who's just like, I think he's heavier than everyone he has to cut. Um, and they're all very different like body types, and there's nothing that you can do to say, hey, I wanna look and lift like Christoph. You're never gonna lift like him. Like you could try to mimic him, and maybe that will help you with some mental cues. If you think knees out, chest up, externally rotate your arms, whatever, just to try to copy him. But he is who he is, and it's nice to have those people to. I always say that it's good to have something to chase because you never know where you're going to end up. And the other day on Facebook, I think Ben Rice commented. He said it very, very beautifully. He said that sometimes we need to have something unobtainable and kind of lie to ourselves that we could get there, to push ourselves as hard as we possibly can to even, pursue something great in the first place. So you don't know if you can reach it. You probably won't, but you got to try, and you might. It's like you never know if you don't try. So, I would always give people the benefit of the doubt, especially when it comes to the whole drug thing. Um, like if they don't get caught, then just don't really concern yourself with what other people are doing, and it doesn't really matter anyway. Um, just do you, and this is something that I think I've been very fortunate with my entire life. I've never really. There have been times when I've wanted to win, but it's always like I want to beat myself. I want to improve myself, uh, and I think right now where I am in my training lifetime or timeline, whatever. Um, I am happy with, like obviously if you make any kind of crazy weight change, you're going to have to like reset. It'd be foolish of me to say, I want to be the 800 kg total at 105, even though I did it, 20 pounds heavier. That's stupid. Like, I'm going to do a meet. I'm probably going to do nationals at 105, and I'm going to see where I end up from that. And then if I choose to stay at 105, I'll continue to try to, snowball that. And then if I want to go down more, then I got to start over again and set realistic goals. And I'm not gonna even. I think that's part of why I've never missed a bench ever. I think I've only missed one squat ever. Um, and what else? What else? What else? Deadlift is like I already know that my third is gonna be like hit or miss. So I'm not, and I'm okay with that. That's just how I am. I know me. I'm not trying to beat everybody else. If I tried to beat, I can't pull 800 for, double like Eli Burks. I can't, squat as much as Garrett Blevins at this body weight. And I don't need to. I'm perfectly happy, just making the progress that I'm making and having fun with the sport. And, I think not worrying about other people's gifts is going to make you better off in the long run. There could be things that I'm better than them that they don't know, but it's not even about being better. It's just we all come together to. Uh, you don't even have to be better than someone. You could just have a better outlook on life and be happier than them, all the time. Just constantly like this is gonna lead into another video, and this topic's kind of getting all over the place, but. There's been a lot of people going on a ton of vacations recently. I don't know what it is. Like everybody I talk to is going on vacation. It's crazy to me because we have Raw Nationals coming up, and we're gonna see who went on vacation and who was grinding. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like I need to ever go on a vacation because I'm like more than happy with everything I have going on where I'm at. So that's another topic. For another day, a little preview. But anyway, I hope you guys are able to take something away from this genetic video. It was just some of my thoughts on it. And the takeaway is, people are going to be the way that they are, and there's nothing you can really do about that. You can work hard uh, and be the best you that you can be, and then let things and then execute meet day and see where you're at. But it is just so foolish to compare to others. I've even had people on the team recently. She's gonna know I'm talking about her. So shout out to mysterious person who knows that I'm talking about her. Um, she was comparing herself to other girls on the team because they've been making a lot of progress lately. And she's kind of just been bummed about her bench because she had like a little shoulder thing, but she's gaining momentum now. She's back into it. And I told her, like, you can't do that. You cannot compare. It's good to look at other people on the team and be motivated because you're associated with, um, you know, just a positive, like progressing, proactive, like group. That's awesome to be a part of, and I'm happy to have, I'm lucky to have the people that I have, and just a cohesive, just awesome group of lifters that want to get stronger. Um, but you got to use it as motivation. You can't use it as like this person is better than me, so it can be discouraging. And to say someone is better than someone else, like they're not you, they're not in your scenario, they don't have your leverages, they're not going through what you're going through, so you cannot compare. I cannot stress this enough. You know, meet day, I say, tells everything. And if you're going head to head with someone and they don't execute, you know, not always the strongest lifter wins. And I'm not even going to take credit for that. That's definitely a Matt Gary quote. But, you know, you just have to be good at what you're good at, um, and try to progress in whatever it is that you can. If it's something that you care about, even if it's something insignificant to you. Hell, I play fucking games that are multitasking to help me like work. Because if I can, you know, increase my actions per minute, I'm gonna be faster when I work. And my spacebar, rest in peace. Because if you guys work with me, you know that I miss that thing all the time. Because I'm going so fast trying to get to everyone. But thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed um, this video. Took something away from it. We're going to get into another one real soon. Happy 4th of July. If you are from the States, go ahead and drop a like if you did take something away from it, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.